We live. Let's go. We are live. Speculation Sunday. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I know we're a little bit late. I apologize. We went live, and it was unlisted. And I couldn't figure out what was going on, but we're actually live on the right space, right channel. Let's go! We're here with Just Ask Danny. How you doing, Danny?
I'm good. Getting ready to move. I'll be moving next weekend. So just to let everyone know, I'll be skipping a week, Speculation Sunday. So I won't be on next week, but I'll be back the following week. So because I'm moving a lot closer actually to Disneyland and Knott's, so it'll be much better.
Nice. Just in time for the Lunar New Year fun. That's the next season that's happening, right? Festival of Holidays, Lunar New Year, all that good stuff.
Yeah, Lunar New Year Festival, Year of the Dragon. So we're gonna see Mushu and hopefully some cool merchandise.
Peanut celebration over there in Knott's. What's up, Jansen? Francis Park, how you doing? What's up, Rebecca? Utopia. We got UBC Greg in the chat. Hula Mama. Let's go. Can I see five fire emojis in the chat? I just want the chat lit up right now. What are you going to say?
By the way, speaking of Hula Mama, I was talking to her about the new mug from Trader Sam's because I collect the barrel mug from Trader Sam's. But I remember when I bought the barrel mugs, they were under $30. They were like $27, $28. And then before, you used to be able to get your discount on them if you weren't buying like a drink with it. But now, like post-pandemic, they like make you buy the drink with it no matter what. And or if you're doing it on the day where it's like mobile order, you just get it without the drink, and that's just too bad, kind of thing. But anyways, I went over to Trader Sam's to go get the holiday mug. You want to know how much the holiday mug is, Mondo? It's no different. It's literally no different in size than any of the other Trader Sam's mugs. My Trader Sam's mug looks exactly like that.
45.
Try adding $30 to that price.
And you don't get a drink.
No, you get a drink with it.
Okay, well, yeah. How much was it before?
It was like $28 before.
Did 28 to 75?
Dude, it's $65. It's $65 plus tax, so it ends up being like $70 something cents. And I was like, "What the heck?" I couldn't buy it because I was like, "I'm not going to spend $70 on a mug."
Dude,
like,
you got the same experience that I got. Where I tried to buy a Dodger hat, and I don't know if I've told this story, but I'm just going to tell it again. I was walking out of Universal Studios Hollywood, and there's like a Dodger store right there. And I went to go buy I haven't had a Dodger hat. I used to always wear a Dodger hat. It was just my thing. I like wearing a Dodger hat. And I asked the lady, I was like, "Hey, this one's $47.99. Is there like a regular side or just, the ones that are in the $30 range?" She's like, "No, they're all $47.99. I was like, "Aren't hats like $30?" She's like, "No, they're all 40. Everything here is $47.99. And I thought $47.99 was like the specialty price. No, any hats are just $47.99. I did not buy a hat, but there was a clearance aisle, and it was, I don't even know where that hat is. It was like $15, and it made me think because Disneyland sells hats, and they're like Nike hats, all sorts of hats for like $30 range, and I thought that was expensive. That's cheap. Freaking hats at Lids and Dodger stores at $50. I'd rather just buy shoes at that point. I'm not buying a hat.
You know what's funny, Mondo, is back, the like the bigger bowl, the UOA. That I paid like just under $50 for that when that came out.
Wow.
I have one of those. I have the Sea Monsters Embrace. I think that one was like $40. Um, but this one is just a normal cup. I mean, I think the what do you call it? The specialty ones they've been doing lately have been like 60 something. I remember the Haunted Mansion Ghost, the Hatbox Ghost one. That one was like 50 some bucks when that one came out, but I was like, that makes sense. The ones that
One, right? That one right
yeah, yeah.
there?
But the gargoyle one, it has like two light up like lanterns that he's holding, right? Like
Yeah.
that one makes sense because there's like lights on it, you know. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It's more expensive, but
You
this
just
is
got
literally
you just
a
got the
mug.
regular one.
Yeah, it's just a barrel mug, but it's just themed to Christmas and $70.
Everything's just expensive.
And some lady that was there had 9 of them.
Yeah, wow.
Ah,
Wait, what is that? 9. We'll just do 9 times 72. Just $650 worth of mug. That's crazy. That's wild. And that's why Disney prices them. There's a lady coming in buying 8. Leave Target with one bag means you spend at least $100. Huh. Yeah, things are just ridiculously expensive. It's wild. Thank you everybody for joining today's Speculation Sunday. We got over 200 people in the chat. Smash that. Danny, anything content wise that you're going to be dropping soon or in the coming days? Give us some info.
I have a video coming out soon, hopefully in between all this moving and stuff like that. And then I have got my normal podcast coming out this week. I'm probably going to be doing it on. It's going to come out on Wednesday. So I'm trying to think of the days I'm going to the new house. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be out on Wednesday for sure.
We got Francis. What is your favorite Universal ride? What's your favorite ride, Danny, at Hollywood?
Jurassic World.
Yeah,
Easily.
I can't. It has to be Jurassic World. Like to me personally, there's no other ride that comes close to that. I just cooked a pot of beans and rice all week, balance out the Christmas shopping. Yep, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a wild Christmas. Um, Thank you everyone for joining. We were just at Disneyland yesterday for the Candlelight processional, and it was Brie Larson out of nowhere. You know, it's one of those things where Disney just we find out who it is when they do a mic check. It's just the way it's been going these last couple years. I remember Danny when they used to announce it. What the freak? It's so I
Yeah,
hate
I
that.
guess I was talking to my Alyssa yesterday, and she mentioned that the last year, I don't know, I haven't verified any of this, but she was saying that to her knowledge, the last year was Chris Hemsworth because they announced Chris Hemsworth, and it caused such a problem, like for everyone trying to camp out and see it, like in
Mm,
front of the gates and everything. And it was just like this huge nightmare on like. So now they're just keeping it a secret until literally the mic check so that they don't have like people coming like way in advance for it. Um, so now that they're holding it back ever since that particular narrator.
so it just causes a S show, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like knowing. It's kind of weird to be like, oh, there it is, Brie Larson, and I don't know. I like the build up to the candlelight, but I could see that. Today I was at Disneyland earlier. It was horribly packed. The candlelight lived up to the hype. It was very very busy. Uh, RC says what it do, Jan and Mondo. I was gonna skip Godzilla, but saw your non-spoiler review. We'll watch this weekend. Godzilla is ridiculously good. It was so good. The very next day, I dragged our family to go watch it. I watched it twice, Friday, Saturday. And I would like to watch it one more time because that movie is the definition of watching in the theater experience. I don't want to give any spoilers, but Godzilla minus one. The less you know, the better. Just go see it. Godzilla interests you in any way, you're gonna leave shocked of how much that movie's enjoyable. The creativity behind it, the CGI, the sound technology they used was just ridiculous. It was a stunning movie, visually stunning movie. I can't say enough good things about Godzilla. And it's funny. I'm saying all these things when you thought we would be saying that about Disney Wish celebrating 100 years of Disney magic. And all we talk about with Disney Wish is how bad it's doing. It's wild. I don't even want to get into Disney Wish right now. But Danny, what do you think about the Candlelight processional? You were not going to go, but you ended up being there. And I feel like you were surprised by the experience. What were your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, it's always a good show. The cast members and the invited guests who do the choir, they always put on a really, really good show. Viola Davis last year was way better of a narrator, in my opinion. Brie Larson did good, but she looked like she was really cold. And she was kind of hunched over the whole time she was doing it, and she seemed really quiet. Like she wasn't really like Viola Davis. Like really got into it. She like put her whole actress voice and like really went like into it. And
Yeah.
like Brie Larson was good. She read it and had a very clear reading voice, but um, you could tell like she was very like shy, timid, which is weird coming from her, you know. So, but other than that, I think it was a great Candlelight. I mean, it's always a good show. It's really cool. Um, they handled. I feel like this time they handled the logistics like better than I've ever seen it. Like,
Yeah, they did.
shout out,
I have to admit
yeah, shout out to the cast members that were like working the guest control around it, or whoever puts in like the special events planning. Like, the logistics were really easy. Like, it was easy to get around it and like through it.
Yeah, usually Candlelight, it's horrible. Horrible to walk in, walk out of the theme park. Uh, the process is usually just a S show of like, where's standby? Even for the invited guests, where do the invited guests go and all that? It's just bad. But this year, it really was. They really figured out the whole logistics of moving one direction on each side. And Candlelight was a great experience. The choir was incredible this year. I loved it. The trumpets that they put at the top, I felt like they were just louder than ever in a good way. The Candlelight was beautiful. I'm really glad I went. And shockingly, it wasn't freezing cold. For some reason, I just have in my memory jar, like, it just being horribly cold every time I do a Candlelight. And this was a very pleasant experience. I really enjoyed Candlelight. But then again, we went to the second show. I ain't about that life of waiting 8+ hours for a good spot on the first show. I just learned, hey, let's just watch the second one. And it's usually not as crowded. That
Way
held
better
true,
of an experience. Yeah.
right? We don't need to be first. It's the same exact show. First show, second show. It's even the same show today. The very next day. Oh man. We got a member chat from Jessica. 29 months. Happy to be a member and a mod. Thank you, as always, Jessica, to this awesome channel.
Thank you,
29
Jessica.
months. Join our membership today. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you to all the members. We had a members live this week. I'm going to try to do one again next week. Maybe if I have some downtime when I'm in Florida, we'll see how it goes. But I'll be in Florida on Tuesday, and we're going to hit the ground running. I'm going to be vlogging, but the nighttime spectaculars, I'm going to live stream all of them. We might catch Luminous, Happily Ever After for sure on Wednesday. And maybe we sneak in a second nighttime spectacular in one of those 2 days. I don't know. I have to Today's my day to like research times. The one I really wanted to see was Fantasmic. It is just so good. It is so good over there in Florida. It's so good that it's better than the one at Disneyland because we don't got one. We don't have one. We don't have Fantasmic over here. But thank you so much, Jessica. And we got Megan Castro, 13 bucks. Cool. Shout out to the fire community. I want to get a super cheer. Thank you, Megan Castro. 5 bars. I appreciate you. Let's see. Man, I'm just like energied up right now. RC says disappointed the most expensive Magic Key blocked out the last 2 weeks of Christmas holiday. Feeling uninspired with my Tragic Key. It does suck. I there's no way to sugarcoat that. It sucks. But I'm not complaining because I ain't about the ticket life. So we get predominantly the whole year. It does suck. And the one in Florida, not blocked out. So weird.
Mondo, we have a lot of people in here. I was just going to say, we have a lot of people in here that don't know about your Disney World thing. Why don't you just share it again real quick for people that don't know?
So Tuesday is a big day at Epcot. There's a new nighttime spectacular. There is zero hype, at least in the California side of things. Every time I bring up Luminous, what's that? Is that Epcot? When? Recently, with I don't mean to call them out, but a group of people who should know a lot about Disney. I brought up Luminous, and they all looked at me, Danny, and said, "What's that?" And I was like, "Am I in the right group? What's going on here?" It's a new nighttime spectacular dropping at one of the most demand times of Disney, the Christmas season. But it's a new nighttime spectacular that's going to arrive this Tuesday night at Epcot. Also, too, a new Walt statue will be debuting where we could all take photos finally in a big area of Epcot is opening up that's been behind construction walls for damn too long. We're talking years. I don't even know. When's the last time people could have walked through there, Danny, like in the middle area of Epcot? How long has it been?
It's been a very long time. A very long time. It's because Epcot, we had the 2019... we even had the walls went up even before then, but at D23 Expo 2019 is when they announced all the new Epcot stuff. And then, like majority of the walls were added after that. And then they started tearing everything out, and it's been up ever since 2019, essentially.
Man, that is just too much time, dude. Too much freaking time. But I'll be there on Tuesday. If Luminous is just insane good, we might even skip Happily Ever After. I'm going to just do Luminous again. If it's that good. That's why I'm there. I already seen Happily Ever After.
I have a feeling you're going to want to do Luminous more than one night.
That's what I'm saying. I already know too, Danny. I've seen Happily Ever After. It's good. It's nothing.
And we want to know too, Mondo, like, I want to know, at least from you going out there, because I'm going out in January. I want to know, like, what's a good place to watch it? Like, one night you watch it. I want you to watch it from two different areas.
I want to watch it from Japan and then the beginning of World Showcase. Is there a name for that side?
I call it Port of Entry because that's what the store is called there.
Port of Entry and Japan. I feel like which one's better? I don't know. We'll find out. But I'll be there on Tuesday. So we're going to be going live for nighttime spectaculars at Walt Disney World Tuesday, Wednesday. So those are big days. If you're not already subscribed, obviously subscribe. And for all the people that love Disney, Walt Disney World, what the heck's happening out there, I'll be vlogging as well. So vlogging and then nighttime spectaculars, we're just going to go live for them. So I hope to see you guys Tuesday and Wednesday night. Usually they happen around 9 o'clock, 9:30 over there. So like 6:30 our time here in California.
Are you trying any new restaurants?
I will be in the future. What'd you say, Daddy?
I said, are you trying any new restaurants?
The only restaurant I care about is if I could get an Ohana reservation, and I have not been able to. But I don't care to eat at any restaurant this time. Honestly, I just want to eat food from what's that Irish pub on the right side of World Showcase at Epcot?
The Rosencrown?
The Rose and Crown, the fish and chips there, and Japan food. That's the only. I don't care about any of the other food. And Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. That's like my diet when I go to Florida. I don't have any intentions restaurant wise. This is like a quick trip to just go check out the nighttime spectaculars and just see what's new. It's just a quick trip. We'll be out there longer, hopefully in January. Johnny, super chat. Let's go. Oh my God, this is fast. Wrong button. 27 months. Oh man. Hey Monto, hey Danny. Finally catching a lot. Been working a lot. Been focused there. But how you guys feel about the new Frozen Land in Hong Kong? How do you feel about it, Danny? What are your thoughts on the new Frozen Land in Hong Kong? That's a good topic to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's great. I have nothing bad to say about it, honestly. Even though the roller coaster is only 15 seconds or whatever the heck it is, I would still be okay with it because it's still like Gadget's Go Coaster in Mickey's Toontown, but highly themed. So in a themed environment like that, it's a nice little kid roller coaster, a family coaster. So they didn't say it was going to be like some long 3-minute ride.
Yeah.
But I think the overall theming, and then I think the coolest thing about Hong Kong is that Hong Kong Disneyland has a natural background. So if you ever seen the castle before they built the new castle at Hong Kong, it's literally in front of a mountain, and that goes with Frozen too. In the world of Frozen Land, there, the backdrop is the huge mountains that Hong Kong Disneyland is built in. So it's really cool because there's no outside world, at least on that part. You're just seeing like the mountains, and it blends in so well with World of Frozen. It
Dude.
looks like Disney built all that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's spectacular. I think it kind of goes into not everything has to be for grown-ups. But at the same time, it appeals to grown-ups in general. But this land is going to hit a home run on many levels because we have 2 movies coming in the near future. And the hype will only build for people to travel as a destination. And I like that they did the food, the merch, the ride. I don't know if there's some type of night experience or a night element to it, but I think it's going to really connect big time to it's going to connect to the people who grew up with Frozen, which are millions. And now they're adults, so now they could actually, in real life, go to this land that only existed in media, like in a movie. I think it's great. I wouldn't doubt that things do change as time goes on with the new movies. Why can't we get meet and greets like this, Danny? They're just destroying like, look at that! Get out of here, man! So good. Yeah, they did an incredible job. I have no complaints. Like if that land came to anywhere here in the United States, I'm not complaining. That's freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. But thank you, Johnny. Hope your work isn't too crazy. We got Vegas Film Critic. Let's go. I keep hitting the wrong button. Keep hitting the wrong button. Your adventure video with your sister, the best. You have the coolest hermana. I love you, Monica. I love my sister, man. Her coming back to Disneyland was a very big moment, especially at Christmas time. She was just here for a quick trip. She's from outside. She's not from California, but it was very special. It's always special when you get to enjoy these like ridiculously magical moments at Disneyland and everything they create with family. There's no better experience than enjoying Disneyland with your loved ones. It's the best feeling in the world. Best feeling in the world. But thank you, Vegas Film Critic. Appreciate it, man. And thank you for the gifts, dude, your movies that you've been sending. My goodness, thank you. I did see we got a new member. I don't want to miss out. Or hold on, we got Johnny also dropped a super chat. I don't want to hit the wrong button again. Also wanted to give my opinion on Frozen Land. I love it. I love it too, man. I'm not the most wild about Frozen, but I would love it. I would love it. 29 months are W. Happy Speculation Sunday, everyone. Don't forget, smash that like button. Hell yeah. Thank you, Mark W. We got super chat. Thank you. Susan, I don't miss it. Best part of Sunday. Thank you, Mondo and Danny. No, thank you. Thank you. Oh, my Lanta, where is this? I saw somebody become a member. Am I that just?
It's Jacob Boten. Jacob Boten.
Am I that far behind? There we go. Got it. Jacob. Welcome, Jacob. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining the Five Fire community. Let's go. All right. We're having a great start to the day. Is there anything you want to talk about, Dan, before we just go into Q&A, like on your end?
Well, I wanted you to pull up that video that Disney just posted about the Pixar Place Hotel.
Let's go. Was it Disney Parks or what was it?
I'm not sure. Scott Goosen also posted a repost of it. That's kind of nice because it doesn't have like the TikTok like stuff all over it. It's like a clear video.
Yeah. Hey, Scott Gustin is Disneyland. Honestly. All right. I got it. Here we go. And shout out to Scott Gustin, one of the best follows on Twitter. If you're a Disney fan, you got to do it. Let me start from the beginning. Danny.
Listen up, men. It's time for Operation.
We're gonna mute that. I don't want to hear that part. Let me see if I could like stop it right there. These are new rooms that have. I guess they're giving us glimpses of what to expect from Pixar Place Hotel, which is going to debut very, very soon. Look at the view. You know, we've already had that before. That's not nothing new. Obviously incredible. They're really pushing this like circle thing right here. Is this a pillow or is this like one of those balls that, or like one of those bars where you like roll your back and your hamstrings? They keep like promoting that. It's like, what's going on here?
It's just a decorative pillow, but it's probably made of like a vinyl leather. So it's a little bit more sanitary for them. So, people they can clean it.
A little theming, Danny. They got the lamp.
Yeah, they have the Alexa lamp, which I'm sure people are going to want to steal.
I know. I hope not, but yeah. Look, we even got to look in the bathrooms. Very nice. You know, considering this is like the more budget friendly of the hotels, I think they did a great job. You know, wood floors.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Danny? From going Paradise Pier to this.
Yeah, I mean, the rooms at Paradise Pier Hotel were pretty bad. They were dated and old and were showing their age for sure. The bathrooms were probably the worst part of the hotel. So just seeing the bathrooms now are like night and day better. Everything they've done here is a huge improvement, and the rooms are bigger. They're bigger than the rooms at the Disneyland Hotel. They're bigger than the rooms at the Grand Californian, at least in general overall. So they're definitely like going to be nice for families that have, the parents sleeping on the beds, maybe with another like older kid and then the younger kid on the couch bed. They've always got the 3-bed option. So it's pretty handy. Like I said, the updates to me, they all look really good. The sanitary wood floor makes it easier for them to clean. Obviously, less chances for bed bugs with that and
Yeah.
other nasty things that lurk in carpet. Uh, and it just seems like overall, there's a lot more surfaces for them to be able to keep clean, and really just make it better for every guest. So I think this is a huge win. Everything they've done at this hotel has really plussed it up from what it was before. And honestly, the placement of the hotel now with the entrance to Disney California Adventure Park,
It's time for Operation Room.
it's like, and how close it is to downtown Disney, it's like a really good location now. Like it used to be kind of like they had to go through the lobby of the Grand to like get their own entrance. Like now that they have their own entrance again, it's like really nice.
And like you were saying, the entry from the hotel to DCA is beautiful. I feel like that's a big
Mm-hmm.
plus for Pixar Place Hotel, because going in through the Grand, that was just a pain in the ass. I don't know how else to say it. But now that they could just enter, and supposedly, even exiting out of DCA, like say you watch World of Color, the second one at 10:15, you could exit through DCA to Pixar Place Hotel. How nice is that? That's really nice. That's a big plus to me. The one thing, we're gonna see how the elevators work, because that was always the issue at Paradise Pier Hotel. Anybody that's ever stayed there, you know about them elevators. So we'll see how that plays out. Joe J, speaking of Pixar, I went to Maple Leaf, and in my honest opinion, it was trash. I also went to the third floor for fireworks. It was cold AF. No BS, like 30 degrees colder than being on the ground. Wild. It's pretty, though. Damn, dude. Maple Leaf it's getting wrecked, dude. I feel like I get 2 bad reviews to 1 good review. So it's like 60%, 63% or 66% bad.
Yeah.
We haven't ate there yet, but we will. And y'all know I give an honest review. I hated the donut. I'll tell you that much. But I gave them what is it called? I gave them they're not officially open, so maybe they're just working out the kinks. You know what I mean? But we'll see how things play out.
Yeah. I'm excited to try it and like go sit down and have a breakfast at lunch kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anything else you wanted to talk about on your end, Danny?
I think it's about it. We're really in a period um, of like not a lot of news. I will say though, I've just spoken to a lot of people like that I work with, and also people that just I'm friends with and family members who, this is the time of year that those people typically pay to go to Disney for their annual trips. This is a big time of year for people, November, December, to pay to go to Disneyland that once per year. They want to do Christmas stuff. They want to just go. And the overwhelming consensus from everyone that I've known that's been to Disney California Adventure for Festival of Holidays was that there was too much mac and cheese. Every single person has made that comment to me about being too much mac and cheese at Festival of Holidays. And it's true. I can't believe that every booth had mac and cheese. It's funny because I was just thinking about that yesterday when we were leaving the parks yesterday on how Festival of Holidays used to be what you and I said was the best food every year. And this year, I haven't cared to try anything other than the one thing which I did try, which was the tamal over by Monsters Inc. I like really wanted to try that, and I did. The food guide and the food available at the restaurants, that's separate. We're just talking about the booths. We're just talking about only the booths for Festival of Holidays. It's just like all mac and cheese. And if you're going to spend like $60 on a tasting card for like 6 mac and cheeses, I'm okay with that. I don't want to do that. So I just think I feel bad we lost a little bit of the creativity in holiday food.
I was gonna throw it out there, Danny. I know that they're returning fan favorites, but we got to move on. We got to move on. Keep innovating, Disney. The braised pork belly adobo, we're good. Just move on, buddies. Especially lanyards now costing what, like $65 or some ridiculous price. I could honestly say there is no coverage from bloggers, YouTubers. I felt like nobody cared this year about Festival of Holiday.
And it's funny because
I don't know a blogger that went all in, Danny, and just was like, "Hey, I want to blog about all of this." It's very rare.
My coworker that told me the last one that told me about the mac and cheese. They said that they don't remember Festival of Holidays ever being that dead. Like they said, it was like there was no one there.
Yeah, you never. Anytime we go to DCA, not one booth has a big ass line. Nothing.
Yeah, it's just that I just we had such creative food in the past. We had some like we had the Thanksgiving like stuffing, turkey, cranberry, tamale. We had like really cool donuts one year, and like just all these really fun things for holidays that like different, like what you'd expect as like a twist on like a Christmas or Thanksgiving tradition. And they really just like what made them choose like 6 mac and cheeses. I just don't get it. Like, how is that? I've never once had mac and cheese at any holiday celebration, no matter what I've done. So, and even then, like when we did last year for Food and Wine Festival, they did 3 like mac and cheeses then. We had like the PB&J mac and cheese. We had the Esquites mac and cheese or whatever. And it's just like, can we like stop with the mac and cheese? Can we just like, it's like every booth is having it. I just feel like they need to venture out a little bit. I mean, they've got to see the numbers are not as good this year as they've been in the past.
Yeah, I feel like the number of lanyards has to be down like 30%, in my opinion. But I feel things are probably offset because the only thing that mattered this year is the amount of alcohol. Look at that. Alcohol. Just a ton of alcohol everywhere. Alcohol. That's all they care about at DCA. Alcohol. Disney California alcohol. That's what we really should call it. So maybe they're not even struggling because they're just selling so much alcohol.
We have Hula Mama in the chat. She said, I wasted my money on the Sip and Savor Pass this year. Food offering is just not worth it. And a lot of people were agreeing in the chat that it was a ton of mac and cheese. Too much mac and cheese.
Maybe from Disney, they probably got all this feedback that a lot of people loved it. And maybe that love just didn't translate to this year. But Carla and Kiko, put it up, moves. Let's move. Double chill.
I didn't even know they were here this weekend.
I know. I didn't. We were there. They were at Plaza Inn, but we were like gingerbread cookie, and then we were like on the Christmas tree camping. I wish I could have seen Carla and Kiko. Hey, Mondo, Danny, awesome way to end. Great SoCal weekend with Speculation Sunday. Heading home to the Bay. Hope to see you soon. 5 fire! Fly safely, Carla and Kiko. And thank you for going live. I enjoyed your guys live in the mornings, both days. I was watching it today too. Thank you. I always love your guys' content. Keep up the fire. Let me see. I'm just catching up in the chat.
Michelle Gilsdorf in the chat, she said, pretty sure I use more tabs at the restaurants than the booths. And that's what I would have done. I would have used, if I had gotten tabs, I would have used basically all of them, mostly at Viva Navidad over there at the Paradise Garden Grill. That's where I would have used them all. So Mondo and I used them a lot there last time. They had the carne asada fries, but they were made with the yuca fries rather than the actual potato fries. Those are really good. They had the albondigas impossible soup last year. I did see someone in the chat posted earlier that they didn't like it this year, which is sad because we both really liked the albondigas last year.
Somebody said it was bad.
So
Damn.
Yeah, way earlier in the chat, someone put that it was too salty.
Wow. That's crazy, dude. Um, real quick, Disney can easily solve festival holidays by just being like, hey, the tabs work for alcohol. Done. Nobody's complaining anymore. The tabs at Knott's Berry Farm, when they used to do stuff like that, worked for alcohol. It could be done. It could be done. Do tabs? Does Walt Disney World do the whole tab concept or no?
No, they don't. They
sell
embrace
flights or something, right? Or what are they doing? Walt Disney World?
No, they started, so like I don't know if you remember way back when we first started doing Food and Wine Festival, we were essentially copying their model at Epcot, right? Epcot didn't have as many festivals as it has nowadays, but they had Food and Wine Festival every year, and that was a huge deal for people. Then they had the Flower and Garden, and like those were the two main staples. But like they always have embraced the wristband, like gift card that has like the little bracelet with the gift card hanging off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like most people would just like load that up with like $100 and then just go from like booth to booth and just like get what they want, whatever they're doing. That's always been like the way to do it at Walt Disney World. And they kind of like started that. And I don't know if you remember, Mondo, like when we started first doing Food and Wine Festival, we had those gift cards too that were on the little bracelets that you could wear. And the purpose of it was to do that. So they've never had Sip and Savor passes. They've always had those. They have fun things like a cookie stroll for like Christmas time, where you can like where you buy all the cookies and then at the end you get like a completer cookie, and that's kind of fun. But they don't have like where you buy tabs and they can redeem them and stuff like that. That's just not something they do.
We got Rick Super Chat. The all-day meal plan in Knott's is 5 fires. I got 6 meals, including Panda. I had to share some of my meals too. End of the day at the Cauldron. Damn, Rick, you went hard. The Cauldron is really good, but those drinks they don't play games. Those are there is alcohol. There is legitimate alcohol in the Cauldron drinks. I recommend that place. It's a lot of fun there. Really nice people that work there too. But Rick, you're right. Knott's meal plan is probably the best value at any theme park, considering you get a meal that you would have paid $18 to $20 anyways every hour and a half, and I think it only costs $45 for the day. It's super good value. And I said it during Summer Nights, where they were selling a lanyard for I think $55 or some ridiculous number at Knott's. No, that was a stupid purchase. It was all about the all day dining. That was the go-to during Summer Nights. And I know Knott's probably doesn't like me saying stuff like that, but I keep it honest and real, and I'm here to recommend tips and a good experience, especially during Summer Nights. Summer Nights food was absolute one fire. I'm just trying to be as nice as possible. It was one fire. All right. There was one more thing there's a couple things before we go into Q&A. Did you see this, Danny? Alicia Stella posted this. This is just kind of the rumored, could be happening. She posted the possible land areas. Shout out to Alicia Stella on Twitter or X. What do you think about Universal Kids Resort? Is that what they called it? Yeah, Universal Kids Resort. Pretty much the most minimalistic name I've ever heard. But sure, yeah. Whatever. What do you think about the IPs and this idea of a water park in Texas?
Well, the previous concept artwork before, compared to this one, a lot of budget cuts were done. Big time budget cuts were done on this. So, you could tell it got it probably, maybe they looked at the budget they've been spending at at Epic Universe and were like, we need to cut back on some of this other stuff. I really hope though that they don't cut a lot of budget on the horror thing that's planned for Las Vegas, because I want them to go all out on that. But when you compare those two, Mondo, that's a drastically different than what it was. So they had a lot more theming, and a lot more theming on the different attractions that were there beforehand. And it looks like now, if you zoom in on the newer one, it looks like they're going to be just doing cookie cutter fair rides for the most part, with like backdrops and like props of the movies that match them. I think that probably makes the most sense, being like a kids park. There's not like major detailing, so once Camp Crustacea, whatever, I don't know, Crustacea, I don't know, that whole Cretaceous, yeah, Camp Cretaceous, Jurassic World. Like, if that's no longer popular anymore, they can just like pop it out and put something else there that's not Camp Cretaceous. You know what I mean? So like, it makes sense, I guess. So they can move things around real quickly. The raft ride or whatever that looks kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. You know what the question I would ask? Are people traveling to this, or they're just gonna hope to God that locals really love this and want to keep coming back? Because I kind of want to say, like, they need people to travel to this. I don't know what's in Frisco. First of all, Frisco, Texas. Is there competition for entertainment of families? I don't know, but
I think what they're trying to do is, like, Texas is a huge state for people that travel to Orlando, right? Because it's not that long of a flight. It's like just over 2 hours or something,
mhm.
to go to Orlando from Texas. So I think, a lot of people, when they're going to Orlando, they make the decision to probably go to Disney, and then maybe some of those guests will also spend time at Universal Resort. It's very rare, I would say, overall, that the majority of people fly specifically just to go to Orlando for Universal and then don't go to Disney. So I think this is a way for them, to get kids and the locals in Texas used to Universal branding, the Universal characters, so that when they make the decision, hey, let's fly to Orlando, we want to go to Universal Orlando, especially to Epic Universe. We don't need to go to Disney this time around. We just want to go to do Universal stuff. So I think this is a good way to get them, people in Texas. It's a little bit of a test too, to see, like, hey, will locals be going to this regularly with their kids? It can be a big moneymaker for them. This will probably be like mainly annual pass, guests, and like locals buying. They'll have like local ticket deals.
Yeah.
It's I think it's a good idea.
I think this is all a wonderful idea. Where's Super Nintendo World? Super missed out. Maybe they didn't think Super Nintendo World was going to be what it is. But I could have easily took out SpongeBob, and that should have been Super Nintendo World. Or Gabby's Dollhouse. What? That needs to be Super Nintendo World. I think this is going to be wonderful. But then again, I don't know weather. I don't know the area, so it's hard to judge. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how this comes to life. I do say that they did budget cut, at least concept art wise. But I don't think this is something you want to budget cut straight, like bare bones, because you want people to travel to it. And I'm not traveling to a water park if it's not good. But then again, it's for kids. I'm not the market. I'm not the market.
Well, I just want to clarify too. This is not a water park. It's a theme park. So it has a water attraction, which is a raft ride, but this is not a water park.
Not a water park? They're trying not to call it a water park?
It's a regular theme park with rides. So they got Camp Cretaceous. They've got SpongeBob, which has like, you can see the Krusty Krab. I can see it in the concept artwork. They got a bunch of spinner rides everywhere. It's got like, there's swings in the back. like, silly symphony swings. They got merry-go-round. They got like the spinning hot air balloon ride, like, just your typical kind of like spinner rides that you find at like Knott's Berry Farm, stuff that was in Bugs Land.
Damn, dude. Well, we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna knock Universal because they're trying something new and they're expanding. So no hate here. Bring it on, Universal. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, it's a cool test. I'd be curious to see if it's like, if it works out for them. A lot of people. I mean, what does work out really well is Legoland, and this doesn't really have that much less theming than Legoland. So this could be a good concept.
And people love Legoland.
Mm-hmm.
I could care less for Legoland. No intentions to take anybody there, but I have a friend who he actually got a pass to it, and he's like, dude, parking's hard. I'm like, damn, dude. But families need something to do. Parents want to have fun and take their kids to do fun things. So that void is definitely there, and they're trying to fill it. Theme parking things with Johnny. What is up? Dropping another super. Danny, can we get a construction update on Epic Universe on the Universal segment? Heard they're already ride testing some rides. Well, there's no other better person than to check Bio Reconstruct, right? He's as good as it gets. Let's see. I'm curious to see what his most like recent photo is. Damn, that doesn't even look like a real photo. That's so cool. That's beautiful. Where are we at? Well, that's Epic Universe right there, but more Epic Universe. I wonder if he has like a more like further out photo. I could have sworn he did one recently. There we go. Dude, he's just been on fire. Holy smokes. I gotta go pretty far back. Oh my Lanta, I gotta go way back. Is this all Epic Universe? Damn, I didn't know I was gonna have to go this far back.
You might find something more on Alicia Stella's page.
Yeah. Here we go. Damn, I didn't know I was gonna have to go that far back. Cause he's been. I feel like he's always on it, like with these photos. Here it is. That's as good as it's gonna get. That is Epic Universe right there. And Bio Reconstruct posted it November 12th, so about a month ago. And that's just a piece of Epic Universe, right? This thing is ginormous. That's just like one area.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild. Epic Universe is hard to comprehend. I'm going to try to see it in person. I don't really think I could really give you an update because all this stuff's like very deep in there. But I want to drive by it. I just want to see it for myself in person. But yeah, it's going to be insane what's coming to Epic Universe, from How to Train Your Dragon, possible Universal Monsters Land, Super Nintendo World's already pretty much confirmed, freaking more Harry Potter universe expansion. It's just going to be wild, this expansion. It's insane. But thank you, Johnny. I wish I could go more in depth on that stuff, but Alicia Stella, that's as good as it gets. Be Yourself Adventure. Please always keep up the great work. Information mods are doing an amazing job. Can't wait till Mattel opens up here in Arizona. I would love to go to Mattel. I don't know what to expect. I remember we went over that concept art not too long ago. But man, it seems like all these other theme parks are just coming out of nowhere. The two Universal, the Texas and Vegas. And we're going to have Mattel right around the corner. It's freaking crazy. And soon enough, Danny, we're going to have a Nickelodeon hotel. Remember? Right there on Harbor. at some point?
Yeah.
I can't believe that's like a real thing. Um, let me see. Uh, there's one thing I want to go over too, Danny. That before we go into Q&A, I gotta bring it up. Let me go to Twitter real quick. Uh,
Migration.
no. Freaking. Oh my gosh, what is it called? Hold on, I gotta find the video. Where is it? Here it is. Do I have it on mute? Uh, it is one of Danny's favorite movies, and it's called Zootopia. I don't even know what this ride is called. Oh, Hot Pursuit. Hot Pursuit. This is new technology coming out of Disneyland, and it's freaking Shanghai, which has some of the most badass rides you ever heard of or ever seen in your life. This is trackless ride system, very similar to Rise of the Resistance, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. You could even say freaking Ratatouille. But they took this, I feel, to another level. Their screens, their immersive, sets and props, and even animatronics. I feel like they leveled it up. Like they took it to another level. What are your thoughts before I go into mine? What are your thoughts on this concept of a 2023 attraction from Disney? What do you think?
Yeah, I really like it. I was kind of hoping there would be a little bit more. It would be more of like the vantage point of like riding the train into Zootopia, and you have a little bit of that, right? Like this particular scene that we're watching, or that we were watching before. After you left the tundra area, you are on the train. That's the vantage point of the train. So it has a second of that, but I think it's really cool. I like the mixture of both. It's like Ratatouille and Rise of the Resistance like mixed together.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it. It's like you got both of those because the Ratatouille has like the big screens, but this one clearly has the same ride vehicles as Rise of the Resistance. So
Yeah. I have no complaints that it's the same ride system and whatever. I want to say this though, Danny. I think this should be the last ride that has that ride system. I think Disney should move on. Or is this the new Fantasyland where all those rides are pretty much the same thing? What do you think? Do we want to see more of this specific trackless system, or Disney needs to innovate? Like we need new. What do you think?
yeah, I mean, I think the idea and the concept for this ride is cool, and it's utilizing that, right. It's got some 3D, so it's throwing a little bit of the Ratatouille in there. It has the Rise of the Resistance cars and the movement that they provide. So it makes sense for this, like, going in and out of different set pieces. But I think Universal Studios really proved the point that a traditional track Omnimover ride like the Secret Life of Pets can still be just as immersive and amazing nowadays. 2023 technology. The Secret Life of Pets attraction has screens in it, and uses the screens mixed with props in ways that like are very similar to this. But it's a traditional Omnimover ride system, so it's a lot more reliable. It doesn't break down as much. It takes in a lot more guests than something like Rise of the Resistance does. And they went like to town with the theming in the queue. So I think Disney can learn a little bit from Universal in the sense that we don't need to have like every ride be trackless. You know what I mean? Like this ride was amazing, and it's an Omnimover attraction, slow moving, perfect for everyone, and it's like I could ride it a million times and never get tired of it. So. But
It
the
is
Zootopia
kind of
ride
weird how
Yeah.
Universal went into we don't want to do screens, really. Like it's like a minimal thing, and Disney is like
Yeah.
we're all about screens. It's like they flip flopped. Uh,
Yeah. But the Zootopia ride looks amazing, and I wish we had a ride like that, right? But it's like it really truly is like a marriage between Ratatouille and Rise. Like it's that you can see both technologies come together in it.
Dude, I think it's really cool. I think it's cool. Like I would have no complaints at all. It is creative. It's super creative. Uh, to me, uh, I'm going to Shanghai. I'm going there for Pirates of the Caribbean. I ain't going for no Zootopia ride. And then now that we have Tron at Magic Kingdom, it takes a little bit away from Shanghai. Of like, I really got to go to Shanghai as bad because Magic Kingdom has freaking Tron. I feel like Tron is one ride, Danny, that like the hype disappeared instantly. Ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody care about Tron. I feel like people still talk more about Cosmic Rewind than Tron. It's just weird. It's a weird one. There is one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I'm trying to remember. Real quick, I have to bring this up because I feel like it's a good topic to talk about. The SoCal resident ticket offer. Disney just trying to jam pack the crowds, even though it's January, February, March. We don't care. We want it busy all the time. You think this is a good move, Danny? $75 tickets per person. You believe you could go to Disneyland for $75? I almost think Knott's is more expensive than that price tag. What do you think?
I think this is good for people that can't afford the pass, right? They just saw that monthly payment for the pass, and they just said that's too much. But getting a 3-day ticket that they can use between the first of the year until June, that's essentially like a little half a year pass. They can use it 3 times and go a few times, get their Disney fix. So I think it's a good time to do it. There's going to be a lot of construction in Disneyland.
Yeah.
So that's probably another reason they want to do a ticket offer. And it's going to, it's conveniently ending in June, which is towards the end, the latter half of the year, which is when we suspect Tiana's Bayou Adventure will open. So
and Fantasmic, all the good stuff just coming to life. Summertime. I think this is a great thing. Gives people, all those people like waiting for a Magic Key to come and it's just not coming. Get yourself a $75 ticket. This is great. Obviously, parking ain't cheap. What is it, 30, 35? So
yeah.
You got to factor that in your another $100. But still, I think for 3 days, $75. That's a great. And they're doing the $50 deal for kids soon, like the 1, 2, or 3 day. Amazing prices. I don't think it's because Disney's struggling. I think they're just trying to pack the stats as much as possible. I think that's what it revolves around the most. Danny, can you talk about this real quick? With the most random meet and greet to come. I just got tagged on Instagram, but Danny has a little insight on that one.
Yeah, Migration. It was like one of the most watched trailers that when they first debuted it, only because they had a Taylor Swift song in their trailer that was for an unreleased song that wasn't out yet on an album anyway. So they paid a lot of money to have that song in their trailer. So then all the people that are her fans went to watch the trailer so they could hear the song. But the movie looked pretty cute from what I saw in the trailer. And Illumination, they've been having some pretty big hits at the last few times. So I'm down to go see this one. I'll definitely watch it in theaters when it comes out using my A-list. So I'm excited to see this one. And if it ends up being good, I hope they can bring more of a presence of it in the parks.
Yeah, I like that. All of a sudden, Universal drops a movie, they drop a character. Synergy, as Bob Chapek used to call it. I think it's really cool. I don't know what the hell that movie's about. I'm probably not going to watch it, but obviously I'm not the demographic they're aiming for. But I like the idea that they're putting in the effort to bring new characters to life at Hollywood. That's cool. I don't know what's in the pipeline for Universal or Illumination, I guess I could say, but more of this. The whole drop a movie, drop some characters. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Are we doing Q&A now?
Real quick. As someone afraid of birds, a giant bird walking around like that is terrifying! Don't go anywhere near that area. Arnott's Adventure. Let me see. I think there was one question I wanted to go over real quick. No, we're good. We're good. Okay, everybody. If you have any questions, any comments, topics, something you guys want to talk about, this is the time to do it. We are in the Q&A section of Speculation Sunday. Or if you're looking for advice on your trip coming up, because, I know a lot of people are about to head to Disneyland. We've been to Disneyland a lot of times now during this holiday season, so we have the scoop on what to expect or just things we could help out if you have any questions for your trip. Post in the comments right now, and let's do some Q&A, everybody. Let's do it. This is the time. Right here. Right now. All right. Let's do this.
Q&A.
All right. Hold on.
My Alyssa says, Mondo, if you go to the Polynesian, please get me some Duffy plushie keychains or the Duffy and Friends ones. I think she wants like the Olu, like the turtle.
I will only go there if I have a Ohana reservation. That's the only way I'll go that way. So if I get an Ohana reservation, I'll do that for sure, my Alyssa. Without even thinking about it, I'll get you.
I'll be right back, Mondo. I'll be right back.
It's all good. I got you, my Alyssa. If I head that way, I'm on the hunt for an Ohana reservation. It's my favorite restaurant at Walt Disney World. I just want to go there so bad. All right, let's see. We need another Cars Radiator Spring Racers type ride. We need another land that's to the extent of Cars Land. Cars Land is so beautiful, and you could connect to it so much because you're in the movie. It's literally the movie, and I love that. And Disney has just gone away creating Galaxy's Edge, nowhere to be done in any universe, just random. And then Adventure Campus, we can't connect to nothing. But Cars Land, straight from the movie. Can't beat it. What's the wait time for Little Mermaid looking like? Dude, Little Mermaid has been a boss. That ride has eaten up Lightning Lane without even trying. As we speak, it's literally a 5-minute wait. Lightning Lane, so I want to talk about that real quick. Lightning Lane was put on Little Mermaid, I don't think for regular people. I think Lightning Lane was put on there for VIP people. That's just my personal opinion. I think they did that so when they keep selling their VIP tours, which Disney sells a ton of them, it's ridiculous. People pay those thousands of dollars. They want the VIP tour. Is because they wanted to add another attraction, just something more to offer for VIP. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. I think they did it for VIP people. I went to Ohana last month. Best food ever. Man. I could have sworn, I think we did a Ohana vlog. Ohana Fire. I could have sworn we did an Ohana vlog one time. Yep. Damn. I haven't seen this video in so long. This is a vlog here on Five Fire's YouTube.
Welcome.
Where is it? Hopefully we get lucky. Oh, look at this, Danny. Some breads. It is family style now. I don't know what that means, but I want steak, chicken, and shrimp, and noodles. Hopefully we get it. All right, so they just came out with
Oh my gosh!
Woo! Woo! I can't even look at that. Oh my gosh. Danny, what's your first thoughts when you look at this image right here?
Everything there's good. I love broccolini. I love the noodles. Everything. I will eat everything on that, and it's all unlimited because it's family style.
Dude, Ohana, look at that. You get all that meat. Uh, where is it? Do I have a picture of like the shrimp? It's just ridiculous. Ohana is so damn freaking good. That's the only restaurant I want to eat at Walt Disney World if I get a reservation. Um, Maybe Tepanetto. That's the only other one where I'm just like, I really want that. Are you guys ready for Pokemon to take over Simpsons Land? Hashtag breaking news. I ain't trying to even get excited for that. I want to see the land closed before anything. Uh, yeah, that's how I feel about that. There's just no way I get excited for that. What's the best area to view Christmas fireworks? It's been so windy, I don't want to waste time camping. Great question.
We have a great place to watch it. Mondo can tell you right now.
Yeah, so the locations that are like the to watch it um, is Main Street. Pretty much anywhere in Main Street. Anywhere in Main. There's better spots than others in Main Street, but anywhere in Main Street. Another great spot is Rivers of America. They do the projections on the water right there, and all the fireworks are all visible easily. Another spot is Small World. I think that's the least recommended to watch fireworks for me personally. I could care less to watch them over there, especially now that they put all the VIP and the rich people. They take up all the good real estate in Small World, and they bunch everybody up in the walkway when they used to let people go into the right side, and it's you got to be rich to be over there. For me personally, watch it from the Christmas tree. It's a great spot. Great spot. The Christmas tree is a good spot also because once the fireworks end, you could just roll out. Or if you want to park hop to go watch Roll to Color, you have the opportunity because you're not fighting the crowd. But at the same time, what did we wait, Danny? 20 minutes before fireworks started?
Not even 15 minutes.
Yep, and we dude, it's a great visual from the Christmas tree looking down Main Street. It's beautiful. If you want like the no hassle, you just want to watch fireworks, but you just want to show up like 10 minutes before, Rivers of America. That's your go-to, and you don't have to fight for any real estate. It's just all open over there, and all of Rivers of America is honestly good. You kind of want to be more towards like Cafe Orleans, Tiana's Palace side. So pretty much to the left. That's kind of where you want to be because then you can see all the fireworks, which are on the right side. But yeah, Rivers of America is like, it's a great spot. Great spot. But those are your go-to. Which one do you prefer the most, Danny?
I loved where we watched it last night on Main Street. When you watch it at the back of the Main Street, right up against the Christmas tree, you can show up 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the show and still get a really good view. And then, like Mondo said, you can head on out of the park as soon as the fireworks are done. You're not trapped in the middle of all those people. And you can either head over to DCA to try to make the next World of Color, or you can just be the first person to be back over to the parking structure right after the fireworks end. So you're not battling the crowd. So watching it on Main Street is probably the best, in my opinion. And right next to the tree, for whatever reason, people just want to cram as close as they can to the castle. But in all reality, if you're in that weird space of like Coke Corner to like the hub, you don't get any snow really. Yeah. So like everyone on Main Street behind you is getting all the snow, and then everyone in front of the castle, they're not getting snow either. So it's kind of nice being on Main Street at the tree, looking down, seeing all the snow in front of you, and then all the projection on all the buildings too.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, super chat on the Venmo at the Kelly Bay from USC Greg. Safe travels to Florida. Have a great trip. Thank you, USC Greg. I can't wait. I gotta start packing. It's so weird to say that. I gotta start packing. I've done zero packing, so I gotta get on that. But thank you, Greg. Appreciate you, man. Hope your family had a wonderful trip not too long ago when you guys were all at Disneyland. Danny, when do you think she will announce Reputation TV? She didn't announce it yet during the South America leg tour. I don't know what any of this is about. I'm guessing Swifty.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell her. I'll message her about it privately.
I don't know anything of that. Mondo, what's your to-do list while you're in Florida? Number one, go to Publix. Woo! It's funny. Publix is a supermarket, but they have the best freaking sandwiches ever. It's so good, so freaking good. It's. I just love Publix. I wish Publix existed in California. Yeah, I would go over Trader Joe's without a doubt. I'd just go to Publix. But number two, I really want to take a picture with the Walt statue that's going to debut on Tuesday. That's really cool. There's a lot of people that that's like a priority for them next year in Walt Disney World. And honestly, this time at Walt Disney World, I just want to soak it up and get on a lot of rides. Um, Having the intention that like the nighttime spectacular is really my goal. I feel like the daytime fun is just it's just fun. It's fun. I'll be vlogging, but it's fun. The only time where I'm like kind of you could say work mode, like I'm serious about it, is like okay, we got to get a good spot. But I don't know what is a good spot for Luminous. Have you even heard a peep of like what's a good spot for Luminous? I'm guessing Japan.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like they're trying to make it like Illuminations, where you can watch it really from wherever.
From
That was
where-
the hard part with like
Yeah.
Harmonious, is that like it really favored port of entry, like where you first enter World Showcase, because you had projections on like the water in the ring, and then also like the TVs, like but from different angles you can only see them on certain sides. So um, it's definitely giving like a new kind of vibe where it's back to Illuminations, where you can kind of watch it from a 360 and it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Luminous.
Dude, I want to show this real quick just so we can all be on the same page. This is Luminous. It's like a behind the scenes they did. Oh.
Spectacular coming to Epcot. It's a Luminous, the Symphony of Us, is the new nighttime spectacular coming to Epcot. It's a lot about what Epcot is about, and a lot of it's done through music. We've been in London, we've been in Scotland, we've been in Nashville and in Orlando, and really bringing all those voices together in a fun way.
like a symphony, different melodies live in harmony. So go ahead and sing your song. I'll be there to sing along, and all of the world will become a symphony. Will become a symphony.
Dude, I'm freaking hyped, Daddy. I don't know what it is, but this trailer hit me different today. I'm hyped, dude. I don't know what to expect, but Epcot goes hard. They do great nighttime spectaculars. But yeah, the nighttime spectacular for Showboat Mania, that's like the number one, other than Publix.
Yeah.
Dodger. Did you see the article this week where some Disney higher ups said there's room for a third gate? I'm thinking where and what? I'd want something unique to Cali only. Thoughts? They said the whole we could fit a Disneyland. They said that like 2 years ago, right, Danny? I could have sworn they said that. That's something that's been said. It's nothing new. They got a ton of land, and that's the whole concept of Disneyland Forward, where they're repurposing zones into theme park zones.
I
At
didn't
this
really like that. I didn't really like that comment because it's misleading. Because right now they have the amount of space to build another theme park on top of Toy Story parking lot, but they don't really because
they don't
they
do.
don't have the ability to make a.
God, try not to cuss.
So
Try not to cuss.
the
They don't do
the city
nothing.
won't allow them. The city won't allow them to do that. So until they have the approval, they don't really. But they wanted to say that just to instill confidence in people because they feel like parks are hurting, and parks is really the only aspect of their business that's making them money right now. So they are really trying to, indicate that, oh, we're investing 17 billion over the next whatever many years in theme parks, and they really want to showcase that they're doing a lot at Disneyland. When in actuality, there's not really anything planned at Disneyland. We have Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
That's it.
We have an extended queue being built for Haunted Mansion and a gift shop, and we have Pixar Place Hotel opening up January 30th, and then after that we have nothing. I guess we have the new shops in downtown Disney that are opening, but we don't have any new rides coming, like except for Tiana's.
Yeah.
So really, it's all dependent on them getting all this approval to move forward with rezoning their land and using it to build theme park space. So we'll have to wait and see. I feel like they got something up their sleeve, Mondo, with Tomorrowland. I feel it. I feel
Yeah.
like they're just waiting to say something, but even then, I'm not holding out hope for what's coming to Tomorrowland because I'm feeling like it's gonna just be like a
Two
a
D20
makeover.
two D23 lacklusters being whack. It's broken me, Danny. I had no excitement going into next year's. I just
Yeah.
don't want to be let down. Disney Parks and Experiences, Josh D'Amaro, garbage, dude. Whole lot of nothing. Candace, best place for last minute parade watching. That's a good question because I'm asking that too. Dude, this year, fantasy holiday or whatever, people love watching it. They camp it hard. Where's a good place 30 minutes out, Danny? Do you have a recommendation?
It's hard because if you're trying to do it with the whole family, that's different. But if it's just like you and like a friend or you and like two friends,
Say two
you
people.
you can usually squeeze in behind people on Main Street, pretty much anywhere, like by the train station,
Yeah, Train Street.
or
Yep, train station.
or like on the like where the magic shop is, kind of just jump in underneath the rope. It's usually pretty easy there. I feel like for such a long time it was like always the go-to to like go to Small World, but like Mondo was saying, now there's so many like pre-saved sections now in
Yeah.
Small World. I really can't recommend that area anymore because it's like
It's-
there's not that much space to sit there anymore, and then the spots that aren't taken with like pre-saved areas are taken like way earlier because they're usually shaded and stuff like that. So I would say those are probably the easiest is Main Street. It's just like fitting in somewhere on Main Street.
the like I don't want to say hack spots, but maybe like 20 minutes before they put up the string right there in front of the fire station. They don't really let people like line up until the rope goes up and then everybody gets in that area. That's always a great spot. That same scenario also happens right at the end of Main Street on the left side, which is Jolly Holiday. They put the string up like 15, 20 minutes before. That's a good spot right there too, where you could just show up and watch it. But people are camping the parade hard this year. It's not so easy. It really isn't. But Main Street, you just get behind some people, and you're not going to get in the front unless you're camping this year. It's kind of the way it goes. But those are good options, Candace. I hope the force is with you. Brian, when do you think Magic Keys are coming back? Or do you think Magic Keys are coming back this month? No way. There's just no
way.
Yeah. The reason I say no way, because we're already getting blocked out. So they don't even want us there anyways. If I had to take a wild guess, April. Like that's like just pure guess. But there's like no hope of Magic. I'm telling you, Disneyland dropping this cheap ass ticket whenever they want has been their like ace in the hole. And it's eliminated having to have so many pass holders because they could just be like cheap tickets. We rather have your cheap tickets than Magic Key holders, and it's true. I don't care what anybody says. I think that's true. When do the first speculations on HHN houses begin, and what do you want to see next year? They usually happen like February to April-ish, somewhere in there. But
That's crazy. We didn't get the announcement on Halloween like we usually have.
And the thing is, it seems like Universal's more stingy with announcements, and they wait closer and closer to opening day. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know what I want next year. I'm just gonna keep throwing it out there every year. I want a Velociraptor haunted house. That's all I want. Is there anything you want, Danny? Anything that's changed of what you would want next year?
Five Nights at Freddy's definitely has to be a maze. It definitely made them enough money, so I really hope they definitely do it. I would love the merch. I'd buy so many T-shirts.
Hoodie, everything.
Yeah. And then I would love to see I mean, I know they're probably not going to do it, but depending on when Stranger Things comes out, I would love it if we could get a Stranger Things maze that's simultaneously out shortly after the show comes out. I just know that like Stranger Things got pushed because of the strike. So I don't know when it's coming out anymore and if it'll be out in time, but it would be cool if like the same year the show was released, they could have the maze updated to that version. Mm-hmm. So I would love to see that too.
All right. Allie, 15 months. Oh. Thank you, Allie. By fire. Happy to catch a speculation Sunday. Missed a few. No worries. Five Fires community, have a magical Christmas. Disney was mucho crazy on Saturday with the candle. It's crazier today. Saturday was way better than whatever people are experiencing today. People were camping, if I'm not mistaken, from like 10 a.m. This thing doesn't start.
Oh my God.
The dedication's real out there. But Allie, I'm glad you were able to catch the Candlelight, and I hope you had a wonderful trip at Disneyland. Thank you for 18 months. Let me see. I'm reading. Where are we at? Hannah, what's the weather been like in SoCal? Coming down this week. Can't wait. Absolutely gorgeous. But pretty cold as a Southern California resident. I think it's freezing at night. Have you been to freezing at night, or it's been whatever?
Yeah, it's been cold. But the hard part, Hannah, is that we have Santa Ana wind conditions, which is making it hard for nighttime spectaculars. But the worst thing about Santa Ana wind conditions is that they bring the humidity down to almost zero. So you feel it like in your sinuses. You get like headaches because it's like there's no moisture in the air. So your sinuses just like dry out and just turn into a desert. So stay hydrated because the low humidity plus the cold will kill you. It will kill you.
Yeah. Junior, 10 months. Oh. Hey, Mondo, Danny, having a disaster Sunday, but wanted to show support to Five Fires community by fire. I hope you're okay, Junior. I'll give you a call after this live, man. Stay strong, brother. Hope you're okay, Junior.
Jennifer Acuna says, after watching Thanksgiving last night, I can see it coming to HHN. Eli Roth has worked with HHN before, and they already have Thanksgiving props. True. We saw it in the maze, in the Holidays in Hell maze. That was like the scariest part of the whole maze.
Yeah, a big turkey walking around. What is Thanksgiving even about? I have no idea.
I'm surprised you didn't see that movie.
I haven't. Yeah, it wasn't on my radar.
I thought for sure with your A-list, you'd go watch it.
Is
Because
it?
you've been
is it
rating
good?
all the indie horror movies this year.
I'll consider that one. Thanksgiving. Not even on my radar.
It's like a slasher.
Yeah, that one has not been on the radar. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. What's the current state of Magic Band at Disneyland and California Adventure? Very good question. Absolutely nothing, Big Fan 2019. A whole lot of nothing. You know what your Magic Key is good for? To sign into the theme park and to use, so like you don't have to access your phone when you do Photo Pass. Other than that, it's garbage. It lights up and vibrates with certain experiences in the park, but Disneyland doesn't tell you nothing. So you don't even know what your Magic Band is for. Nothing. It's been a disaster. It was such a disaster that they obviously gave them away. They couldn't get rid of those things fast enough. They didn't want to pay no more storage or hold up storage facilities with Magic Band. They're like, get that ish out of here. Don't buy a Magic Band. I don't recommend it. Save your $50. Go have a nice dinner and a snack. Way better. It's kind of cringy, but overall fun. The kills were awesome and gore. That's right up my alley. And if Jennifer liked it, her taste is great.
Mondo loves the cringy horror movies.
Yeah, I love it. I love Evil Dead Rise. Perfect example. It's a perfect example. I never see anyone wearing a Magic Band, even after they gave some of. Dude, nobody wears their Disneyland Magic Band, the free one. I see nobody wearing it. They gave away so many, and ain't nobody wearing it. All right, I got one topic that I totally forgot to bring up, and we have to talk about it because I feel like this has very big implications, Danny. I don't know who to bring it up. I'll bring up this article. Is it going to charge me? No, they're not going to charge me. Okay, cool. What the heck? It's like advertisement? Is it being shown? Okay, we're good. I have to bring up this article real quick, Danny, because we got to talk about this. There's a lot coming down the pipeline from Universal Studios Hollywood. We're going to get HHN in Vegas. We're going to get Epic Universe, supposedly 2025. And then, bam, Bob Iger stepping down 2026. Right when Epic Universe is coming. And we're going to talk about Avatar Experience soon. We promise. Soon. We ain't heard nothing. We ain't heard nothing from Bob Iger. But he's stepping down in 2026. And, dude, Disney is in some of the worst positioning from a media aspect ever because of Bob Iger and his purchases that he's done with the Fox and all this stuff leading up into Disney Plus. And as much as he wants to say he stepped down when Bob Chapek took over, he never stepped down. What is your thoughts, Danny, on Bob Iger supposedly leaving 2026? What do you think, Danny? All this looming, and he's like, I'm out. I'm out again. I'll be back in 2 years.
I mean, it definitely seems like he was grooming Josh D'Amaro to kind of take him over. He definitely needs someone that has the same finesse and likability that he's able to have with, members of the media, the Hollywood, actors and actresses, general public. I definitely don't think that Chapek ever had that, status. Josh D'Amaro is not really that well known, but he he can certainly become that way if he becomes the CEO. So I think he has the charisma to definitely step up and take that place. I don't know necessarily that he's the best person for it. I just don't know personally like what's going on there. I would say he was probably going to try really hard, Bob Iger, to leave when he said in 2026. But I think it probably depends on what state the company's in right now, right? He made a pretty big comment that, recently on all these talks he's been doing, that Disney has chosen to prioritize messaging in their movies, and that he feels like it's a huge mistake, and that the creative teams haven't been creative and they're prioritizing messaging over story, and that they need to go back to the old ways and prioritize entertaining and storytelling over messaging. And if there's an opportunity for messaging, to put the messaging in there. And I think that's the issue that he's dealing with right now. So I think his priority now is to kind of clean house through all of the creative teams and all the different aspects of the company, whether that's Pixar, whether that's Disney Animation Studios, Marvel, Star Wars. We already saw Dave Filoni being moved to a new position over in Lucasfilm. We saw other things. Mondo made a mention to me. Moves like She-Hulk. She-Hulk was canceled. We're not getting a second season of that. So I think they're just taking an opportunity to be like, hey, let's take a step back. Let's see what people want to actually watch, what's been entertaining, and let's focus on that. Let's not just make something because we need to make it for a message. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I'm just saying this is what Bob Iger is saying.
This is what Bob Iger said.
This is not my thoughts. This is what Bob Iger is saying.
No, Danny, I was going to say another thing too. The whole we're not going to make sequels just to make sequels.
Yeah.
We want the story. The story to be the driver. Is a sequel needed? What I want out of Disney, just get back to storytelling and when you really look at movies we've got, animation has honestly been probably their best they've ever done. Nobody could say Lightyear was bad animation. Nobody. No, there's no way. I hated the movie. The story was terrible. Everything. Why was it Tim Allen Buzz Lightyear? Jeez Louise. I don't care about it. Like, oh, this is the real Buzz Lightyear. I don't care about that. But I just want Disney to get back on track because Disney, without the storytelling and the media dominating, the theme parks, they just get left behind, left in the dust. Where's the theme parks' future to follow if the media keeps doing terrible? Like, we're not going to get Strange World anything. We're not going to get Wish anything either. Like a Wishland? Yeah, right. That ain't going to happen. The movie just bombed horribly. It had like one of the worst second weeks as well this week. Lightyear, ain't going to see nothing. We ain't going to see nothing of that ever in a theme park. But I want things to keep going well. So when movies or TV shows or series or pilots or whatever they do, I want them to be successful. So then we see them eventually in the theme parks, because that's what we cover. We cover the theme parks. And without those things being successful, the theme parks are kind of stagnant, really. Because, it's just the media side of Disney drives theme parks. It's just the way it's always been. We got a super chat from Christian. Mondo, do you think they will extend Disneyland in the future? Yes, and yes. But is it 2035? 2040? When do they actually do it? But I think yes. Where are you on that subject, Danny? Are you on the yes or no? Where do you stand?
Yeah, I would imagine whatever happens with any of these approvals they're trying to get, they'll definitely try to expand it. And if they can't get approvals, then they'll do their best to get creative in the ways they expand the offerings, right? Maybe, if Disneyland Forward rezoning approvals are not allowed, then maybe they, get rid of the Utopia and the Finding Nemo submarine voyage and turn that into something that offers more of an experience than those do. So I think, a lot of people are so quick to say to get rid of those because how much space they take, but the reality is they have to put something in its place that can expand the capacity of Disneyland. They always talk about that. I think Bob Chapek talked about that all the time. Iger's talked about that. Josh DeMauro. They're looking to expand Disneyland's capacity, and the Utopia has a big capacity. The submarine voyage, not so much, but they can't take out those and put like one Frozen ride in like a Frozen mini land, because that's cutting the capacity down. So it's got to be replaced with something that can expand Disneyland's capacity. So I think they'll get creative if they're not allowed to expand outward. They'll definitely get creative, but that means that they're going to have to get rid of things that we already like. So
Splash Mountain. Hey, Space Mountain all of a sudden becomes Wally. Matterhorn comes the day it becomes Frozen. It's possible. There's nothing holding them back anymore. It's possible. Only thing I couldn't get over was the killer's mask from Thanksgiving was Burger King. What? I don't even know what that. Like he just looked like the Burger King guy. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, the Burger King thing.
What would you recommend for little kids more? Disney World trip or Disney cruise? Best by age recommendation and time of the year. Want to plan a nice trip for me and mine? Thank you. Without a doubt, I could say this with my whole heart. A Disney cruise? Hell no. I don't think a trip with kids to Walt Disney World sounds exhausting. And I'm not trying to discourage you, but I'm just... When you are asking Disney Cruise or Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise, without even thinking about it. I'm going to be taking my kids to Walt Disney World. I can't wait till I do that. But I already know how much work that's going to be. It's exhausting. Yeah. It's exhausting. But when you're asking Walt Disney World and Disney Cruise, and your whole food's planned. You have shows, characters, freaking, you're in the Disney bubble for like 3 to 6 days, 7 days. Amazing. Disney Cruise. Like, don't even have to think about it. 20! Johnny just dropping fire. How do you guys feel about Universal Studios Hollywood did a horror land with a big e-ticket attraction and walkthrough with a restaurant and a couple of shops and a Magic Man? I only wear mine to go with my outfit. That's it. I want to get excited for a horror land.
We're going to get that at Epic Universe, right?
Epic Universe is going to get it. So if it ever comes, Epic Universe. But like at Hollywood, I'm going to go on the boat. I'd rather have something else. I'm just going to say it. Where do you stand, Danny? A horror land like Universal Monsters or something else? What do you think?
I would love a horror land. I think at Universal Studios that would do so well. It would do so well to have something like that. I'm excited to see the implementation of it and what we actually get at Universal's Epic Universe, like restaurant-wise, attraction-wise. I'm curious to see what it looks like. I don't know how they could implement it at Hollywood, but if there's room,
we don't have space.
Maybe not, why not?
I'd rather have Simpsons Land be Harry Potter. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I know a lot of people want Universal Monsters. I want more Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter fanatic, dude. Harry Potter for life. But thank you, Johnny. But if we get Universal Monsters, I'm not complaining. It's going to be amazing. Every Horror Nights, it just comes to life even more. Bob Iger has more comebacks than Roman Reigns on SmackDown. Damn. Oh, man. Rumor says he's beyond exhausted, frustrated by these new challenges. The state of the film business is not what it was 2019, and I think they need new thinking to move the company forward. Yeah, nothing's the same. 2019 pandemic and then coming back. Yeah, it's the landscape is so different, especially with everybody thinking streaming was like the big companies. Streaming is the way. Johnny, another super chat. Bob blames creative, but he signs off on it. Instead of just taking the loss, CEO sign of things to come or sign off on things. It's true. It's true. He's the one who says yes and no to pretty much dude. These big ass budgets that have been coming in Disney movies. There's no way that Bob Iger wasn't like, hey, we're about to spend $300 million on Dial of Destiny. We're about to spend $200+ million on the Marvels. We're about to spend, I think, $200 million on She-Hulk or whatever, or I think $200 million for the Star Wars show. What was that called again? The one from Rogue One. What was that show called? I don't even remember anymore. What was that thing called? I don't even remember anymore. The one that everybody called boring. Everyone called it boring. But then there was this supposedly fan base that said it was the best Star Wars ever. And it's like, I don't know. I'm going to move on. Melissa says, I cried when Duffy is on the Emporium window display on Main Street. Is he coming back sooner than we think? I'm going to say no. Why? The reason I say why, what would be the reasoning for Duffy to come back? Or what would motivate a Duffy return? Is there anything that you could think of, Danny, that could just motivate a Duffy return to DCA, I guess?
Maybe they just want to try it for a second time. I think he's definitely gaining a lot more popularity this time around that he didn't have before when he came out in the early 2000s. So, or I guess later 2000s, mid 2000s. But he seems to have like a resurgence. A lot of people that have been able to travel more, going to Tokyo Disney. But not only that, it's a presence at Hong Kong Disneyland and also Shanghai Disney. So it's not just Japan anymore. I feel like we're just the only parks that don't have it, except for like Polynesian Resort.
Freaking Walt Disney World Duffy Christmas. Alberto, you guys think Apple will end up buying the Disney company? Well, Apple supposedly is in talks of combining powers with Paramount Plus streaming, which is crazy. Apple, honestly, they got so much money. They got so much power. And the media aspect of things, Apple's doing a great job. But I don't think they buy Disney. I don't think anybody buys Disney. I don't think Disney's in that position. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see Disney ever selling itself like that. It'd be very tough times. I'd be devastated, honestly. Because who has vision other than Disney and the way they think of things, you know? It'll be wild. They go Disney 100 and then they sell themselves. Oh my gosh. All right, a couple more questions. Do you think the popularity of Oogie Boogie is waning? And do you think it'll go away anytime soon? Nope. The popularity of Oogie Boogie is the highest it's ever been. The hype is stupid that they sell out of the event before even announcing anything. No, it's going to come back. I think the word on the street about Oogie Boogie, I think that it did go down. I think it went down a lot. That's what I think. The word of mouth of it, I think it went down. But then you always get parents that are like, we had the best time ever and we got so much candy. And it's like, well, you spent $175. It's like, I don't know. Do you have any opinion on the Oogie Boogie, Danny?
Yeah, I think it's extremely popular, right? There's not a lot of Halloween activities like that kids can do together with families, especially with trick-or-treating. Some people live in places where they can't really trick or treat, like in an apartment or condo. And so this is a great way for their kids to be able to wear their costume, trick or treat in a safe place. I think you just can't beat that. And it's always going to be popular no matter what it is, no matter what Disney wants to call it, it's going to sell out. So I think Disney likes it being at California Adventure Park because they don't have to close Disneyland early. And that's always hard when they have to close Disneyland early because it can cause, something they have to compensate for because people come on vacation. They don't pay attention to the calendar. They're upset that the day that they chose to go to Disneyland is closing at 6:00. So it's hard. So I think they like it at Disney California Adventure Park as much as all of us would probably like it going back to Mickey's Halloween party. But it's different. They can have not so scary Halloween party in the Magic Kingdom because, they've got 4 parks to go to and it's people plan around it. So, and it becomes part of their vacation. So I think right now Disney likes it being at California Adventure and we'll continue to see it there. I'm hoping they decide to add some more new things to change it up a bit next year. But in all reality, they don't really have to because it's still really fun.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if they're just like, we're good, you guys complaining, you guys are still buying the tickets. That's the reality, literally. I hope Oogie Boogie could be more than just a meet and greet trick or treat trail. It needs entertainment. It needs DJs. Just kind of more fun activities, dance parties, and just up the fun. The fun ain't I. I don't want to sound negative, but I remember I don't know who I was with. I think I was with Noah. I was like, Noah, do you see anybody smiling here? No. And then like 20 minutes later, we were in a different area where there's a lot of people. Do you see anybody smiling here? Nobody smiling. Nobody out here having fun. It's just wait in line for candy. Wait in line for it's but there'll be 100 people that tell me Oogie Boogie was the best time ever, and it's like, how can I argue with you? If you thought it was a great time, you had a great time. I don't know. I'm just kind of checked out on Oogie Boogie. I think next year on the After Dark events, I at this point in time, I'm just kind of checked out. I don't really care about Sweetheart Nights. Even Star Wars Night, I'm just checked out. Oogie Boogie especially. If next year, like if I go to After Dark event, for sure Pride Night if they bring that back, and if there's a 80s or 90s. Other than that, I'd rather just keep my $130-$150, Danny. Do you feel that way too, or you're gonna keep going to After Dark event just because they're doing it? What do you think? How do you feel?
No, yeah, I was that way this year. I didn't go to any After Dark events except for Oogie Boogie Bash. And I didn't even do Star Wars Night because I just didn't feel the need to keep doing it. So this year, if they bring back like a Decades Night or a 90s night or an 80s night, I probably won't do any other After Dark events other than Halloween for Oogie Boogie Bash. So I'll probably still do Oogie Boogie Bash again because I had fun. I hope Mondo does it this year because he didn't really go this last year. So, but I think you went you had Mystery Bay go.
Yeah, I went to Horror Nights. That's what I did. Mm-hmm. That's what I did. I went to Horror Nights. Closing thoughts, Danny. Closing thoughts on everything.
Man, I think it's weird to me to see. I was just thinking about this too, and I didn't mention it earlier, but it's weird to see how much further along the construction is at Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Florida versus here. I mean, theirs looks almost done on the exterior, and we're so far behind. Yeah, we're so far behind. So Mondo can show you guys what that looks like if you're make sure you're subscribed so you can see his Walt Disney World updates. But it's crazy, and it's crazy to think that they're both going to be opening at the same time. I know I did want to make a comment, Mondo, that we talked a couple times about the upcoming Haunted Mansion construction, right? There's been a lot of rumors surrounding the Haunted Mansion construction. What we know, what Disney has shared, right, is that Haunted Mansion's going to close after the holiday season. So the holiday season ends on January 7th. So January 8th would be the first day that Haunted Mansion closes, which is normal, right? It normally closes for about 2 weeks to a month for them to remove Haunted Mansion Holiday, maybe do a quick refurb on the attraction, and then reopen it as the regular Haunted Mansion. But the rumor has it Haunted Mansion is going to remain closed for the rest of 2024 and then reopen again for Haunted Mansion Holiday in the 2024 Halloween season. So not till next September. So that could be a really long time to not have Haunted Mansion. We don't know exactly what they're building as far as on the inside. We do know what they're working on the outside, and we do know that they're building that gift shop. There's some rumors Mondo mentioned earlier. I've talked about it on the podcast too, of them building a new entrance for the disabled access guests, and maybe a new way to board the attraction. I feel like that's going to be really hard to do. I definitely feel like they're going to have some sort of exit way for the disabled guests, which would be really nice. But as far as a new way to ride the attraction, like without having to stop it, as much as that would be great, I just don't see how they could do that on a ride that's so old, you know? Like, yeah. I was thinking about that, and I was like, I don't know how they could do that.
That ride had no intention of like the DOS aspect of it, right? That wasn't even a thing. I think if they do figure out a way to add a separate section for like people that use DOS and need that accessibility, it'll be great. It's a great addition to that ride, because the current way it's not a good process. I don't know how else to say it. Lightning Lane gets crazy at Haunted Mansion, but I think those.
What are your thoughts on Haunted Mansion being closed for so long?
I think it's
that's
messed
true.
Up. I think it's messed up. I don't know how else to say it. Here's your $75 ticket, sucker. Right, Daddy? That's literally how it. Come get your $75 ticket and shut up. That's pretty much what Disneyland's saying. We're gonna have Haunted Mansion down for a long ass time. Splash Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, has been down for a long time now too. But come get your $75 ticket. Right? No Fantasmic. Oh man, Disneyland's gonna be kind of weird next year. It almost seems like the hype will be at DCA because Lunar New Year and the festivals that end up going over there food wise. I don't know what's to come at Disneyland from like a January to June. What is coming, Danny? Is there anything to look forward to?
January to June, not really. I mean, we'll have Lunar New Year Festival in January, February. Then we'll go in March and April into the Food and Wine Festival over at Disney California Adventure Park. That's always a lot of fun. And then as far as Knott's Berry Farm, right, we're going to have the Boysenberry Festival starting after the Peanuts celebration. That'll be, what's that, usually like March, April-ish. So I'm looking forward to that. I really hope they challenge us with food this year, because we didn't have a really good Boysenberry Festival the last time. We had some pretty fire ones like during the pandemic and right after, but I wasn't liking the stuff last year, and Mondo really didn't like anything last year at the Boysenberry Festival.
I could say like 2017, 2018, 2019 Boysenberry Festival, incredible.
Even Taste of Boysenberry.
Yeah, Taste of Boysenberry, incredible. Ever since then, it's like, I don't want to buy a lanyard. You know what I mean? But closing thought, I'm excited next week, Walt Disney World, and more Christmas time fun. I'm so blessed, and I'm just so thankful that like I get to experience Christmas at Walt Disney World in a way. It's crazy. I'm so happy to be back at Walt Disney World. I've missed it a lot. So stay tuned for that coverage. One more time, Danny, what can we expect you next week? Just to let people know.
Yep. Yeah. This week we should have a new video coming out as well as podcast episode on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. Just a reminder, the podcast is called the 5571 One podcast. If you guys want to subscribe to that, I had a lot of people share that it was their top podcast on their Spotify Wrapped, which was kind of cool to see. So that was really nice. Definitely subscribe to it. You can do it on Spotify. You can do it on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, which is going to have podcasts now. So all those you can subscribe to. Search the 5571, and then my YouTube channel is just under my name, so Just Ask Danny. For some updates of what's new and what's happening, mostly at Disneyland. Now that I'm moving, hopefully I'll have more opportunity to go to Knott's Berry Farm too, so it'll be a lot easier. But on that topic, yeah, don't sleep on it. And on that topic, next week, a little bit of change up. I won't be on Speculation Sunday because I am moving, so I'll be back the following week. But Mondo will probably have some pretty good wrap up. You could have people to talk about your Disney World stuff, like what your thoughts were on Luminous, all that kind of stuff.
I can't wait.
Are you gonna do nightly recaps when you're there?
I might. It just depends if I have the energy, because I feel like we're gonna go pretty hard for 2 days at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
But thank you, everybody. Thank you, Danny. Incredible Speculation Sunday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight and spending time with us on this beautiful Sunday. See you guys real soon. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay and Just As Danny are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.